Hey, what's up, everybody? I am. Hold on, why is my washed? Oh no. I'm in the process of a trade, so I gotta get through this first, and then I'll be starting. I gotta take care of me, and then we'll talk about it. Man. Okay, hold up. We're back in 18387. Let's go. Hold up. Your boy's busy. Your boy's at work. Hold up. I gotta take care of me first. So quickly. 280. Let's go right above it. And I don't want to give too much of this up, so I don't care. I'll go half, and then I want to go uno momento. That was it. Yeah, that was a good time. All right, cool. All right, y'all. Hold on, let me close out of this real quick. And chat check, mic check, 1 2 1 2. Let's get the bag. Hold on, I am not ready, y'all. Like, I was busy. I was getting busy. Hold up. I gotta take this off now. Let me get my camera set up. This is like, I wasn't supposed to go live, but I'm like, I'll do it last minute. So let me make sure I'm all good. Let me get out of the screen. Let's go back here. Get out of my face. Get out of my face, camera. There we go. All right. Mic check, camera check. Your boy just went off live real quick. That was a beautiful thing. All right, and it's probably still gonna come down, but I said I'll be live, so I got my bag. I'll be done. I typically host those for Megalodons exclusively. I just gotta get my chart up, and let's check it out. All right, mic check, 1 2 1 2. One's in the chat. Make sure I'm good. All right. Instead of doing a bunch of screenshots, let me see if I could do this. Lens gains. All right. So I'm just a little pause right now because I'm waiting for people to come in. What am I missing? You ain't missing nothing. I just finished live streaming like some futures plays just now, but that's because I wanted to hop in on time. I realized what time it was, so I just had to just had to go on, and some of y'all got to see what I was doing. It's nice when it works out. All right, so we had an amazing day today. Now the market crashed, right? But we were fine. I am trying to get a window up. Discord. I want to talk about a few things, and then I'm going to get off. I don't want to be too long because I have my other business to handle, and then we have I have a Megalodon exclusive class later today. All right, so I'm blowing this up. Mainly because this is the Discord, right? And we absolutely killed it today. Like, real talk. And I love to see it. Nothing but profits. Your boy called to play, and we knocked it out of the park. Now, I know a lot of people didn't post all of their plays, but essentially, we went off. Shout out to my boy Chef, who killed it with 196%. I know my boy P, he's been the shark of the week a couple times. He absolutely crushed it. 1,100%. That's crazy. Let's say 1,200%. Shout out to you, big dog, wherever you are, if you here. That was just the biggest play. Let's go. He ate more than, hey, he feeding the whole family. Dinner on P. If he here, dinner on you, bro. Hey. All right. Man, I was so excited for all you people who won. Hey, man, I tried to call it out. Everybody in the Discord already know that your boy's been bearish. Like, I had a bearish sentiment the entire time. And, you know, some of it's luck, but at the same time, I was playing technicals. And at the end of the day, hold up. At the end of the day, sometimes it works out. I did not know that our boy Jerome Powell was speaking today. Shame on me, but it is what it is. Shame on me, but it is what it is. Let's see if I can fix this. I gotta fix this. Come on. My windows are all messed up. 1 minute. Your boy is messing up here. I gotta get rid of it. I need to do this on a separate screen so y'all can't see. see me messing up. There we go. I'm almost there. So, put a 1 in the chat if you ate today. Let me know. I want to know. The market was coming down. Were you able to grab a bag? That is the $1 million question. I want to know. Because your boy was grabbing bags today. And it wasn't just me. It wasn't just me. I called this out. All these plays out. Some were overnight holds. Some were, we got in today. Right? Silver was a swing trade that we called out yesterday. And this is a trend position because I had to kill it early on. So I didn't get all of it. But we definitely got a lot of it, right? And this ran up to about 103%, 110%, something like that. And then we absolutely killed it right here on the SPY put that I called out earlier today, right? That's insane. This is one contract that I think I spent, I don't know, $60, maybe $100. I don't remember. It's 400%. So yeah, like $100. And then this right here was a play that was dead in the water, seemingly because this was down 60%. We picked this up yesterday, day before, something like that, and it ran up, right? But we've had a bearish sentiment on this the entire time. We kind of seen what was going down, and I'm gonna show you what I seen, so we can all be up on game. This live wasn't supposed to happen. I just decided to do it because it was such a good day, but it's also a major red day, and a lot of people are, you know, probably nervous. Who knows? But we're gonna get into it. So, if you have any questions, comments, concerns, let me know. Okay, let me know. Now I have to go ahead and get my windows up correctly. Okay, so just bear with me. Because like I said, your boy's late. Your boy's late. So. Okay. Get my chart up. Let's swing it over. Alright. That all, it's off. But we're going to fix it. Everything's kind of kitty-wampus right now, but it's okay. I don't know how this even happened. Let's just fix it. Let's just fix it. My apologies in advance. I'm trying. I don't know how this happens, but it happened. Let's go here. This will probably be easier. This is an unscheduled live, y'all. Okay? So don't be hating. Be patient. I'm trying. Alright, there's that. And there we go. Alright, we're good. My bad. All right, let me check out the chat, and then we're gonna get into the charts just a little bit, okay? And then if we can, I'll find a play for everybody. This is a public stream, and then later tonight I have a deep dive class session with the Megalodons exclusively. So Megalodons, if you're here, look for that tonight. As long as I get my other business taken care of, we'll try to tackle that within the next, I don't know, probably within an hour or two, okay? All right, let me read some comments, and then we're gonna get into it. If you have any questions specifically, let me know. I love the ones in the chat that just tells me that we ate, right? What's up, Lisa? I see you doing your thing with your interviews and stuff. Shout out to you. If y'all don't know, Lisa has she has her own YouTube channel, and she talks a lot about long-term stock positions, and then just what she's doing in the market to set herself up and her child up, as far as like their future goes. So she speaks a lot to like VTI and just ETFs, and just making sure that she has a long-term mindset in this market. Where me, like, yeah, I have my 401k, I have my Roth IRA. I'm starting to transition into more long-term stuff, but for the most part, a lot of people are here either because it's the psychology of trading, the grind, or you're looking for options trades. Maybe you're a minnow, you're just looking for some plays, or you're just looking for some knowledge or whatever. So, you know, different strokes for different folks. If you're looking for information like that, where she's having interactions with other people, shout out to Lisa. All right, Lisa J Stocks. What's up, Real Life? Big dog. 1 second, I'm reading comments. We're gonna get there. What else to say? I saw you're a vet. What branch? Yeah, I'm an Army National Guard. I was infantry for 4 years. I was a scout for 4 years, and I was a mortarman for 9 years. Right, so I did 13 years of service. Tried to do the 20, got hurt, got meted out. It is what it is. But shout out to you if you're a vet. I do have content that's brewing in my head that is directly catered towards veterans, right? And there's a lot of resources and stuff like that I plan on speaking to, but I'm just trying to get my foundation set and a streamlined process before I kind of dive into that segment. So if you're in, let me know, SAG. Let me know what branch are you in if you are. Eric, vet, thank you for your service. Truth be told, his structure of how his conduct himself says it all. Hoorah. Hey, let's go. Appreciate that, bro. Man, I was so excited for all you. Yep. Hey, shout out to everybody that's happy to see other people win, even if they missed it. You know, it is what it is. We got to be cheering each other on because, you know, this market is not designed for us to win. So anytime we can, hey, congratulations. I'm going to speak to something very important here before I get into the charts, okay? And especially good for newer traders to kind of tune in, put the cap on and just listen up. I ate and got 8. Come on, Marlon, you ate and you got 8. Come on, big dog, you gave it back. Don't give it back. We're going to talk about that. I was swinging AREC and APLD. Hey, let's get it. I got APLD somewhere. But yeah, shout out to you. Good day. What's up, Elite? Is silver supply zone at 30-ish? I gotta double check. You're in the Discord, big dog, so you've seen my my chart. So I think I gotta remember where my take profit target was, but I want to say my take profit target was like 33. So we didn't quite hit there. So yeah, take a look at the chart in the Discord, and trade ideas under that section. There's probably even like the full breakdown from start to finish on silver. Angel was in profit, but stop loss didn't trigger. Ended up, hey, it happens to me. It ticked me off on futures. I had 20 accounts. I was up $1,200 on 20 accounts. That's a lot of dough, right? And I closed one position. They were supposed to be trade copies, right? Or copy traded. I closed the position. I thought everything else closed like it was supposed to because that's what's supposed to happen. I walked away, went to a meeting, came back. My account was red, -$6,000 per account. I was livid. and it took me a while to mentally repair or recover from that. And I'm still upset, just to be honest. Like I'm ticked off. So I got to get over it though. I did some revenge trading following that. Every time I take a big L, like I always like just go in this hate fire trade war with the market and just give more back. But that's a me thing, and we're gonna fix it. But we're turning around now. Navy all day. Let's go. All right. I like dry land. I like boots on the ground. You have fun. You and my sister. Y'all have fun on them boats. Yeah, I'm good. All right. Okay. So what do I want to talk about? Today, I posted. Let me see if I can put this on the screen. You know what? I can probably highlight it and then put it in the text. Let me put this on the screen and read it verbatim and then speak to it real quick. I was just gonna do this for Discord, but it should be public knowledge in my opinion. So we're gonna talk about it. I just want to make sure that my size is good and people can see it. Select font. Let's go. Ooh, size 24. That should be good, right? Okay. Where is it? Okay, it's up here. We need a bigger size though. God dang. I need to get this right. I'm gonna go size 48. And we're gonna go okay. So today I talked about how I take profits, right? I put this on the screen, and just to get rid of the chart so you can see, this is what I put. This is what I put out. God dang, man, I gotta get my stuff together. So today I took gains in my swing trade account and allowed for me to make a withdrawal of 70% of my profits. So, and I tagged everybody and I said, if you have a history of giving money back to the market, consider paying yourself a percentage of your profits. I pay myself 70 to 80% of my profits, which means I only allow my account to grow at a rate of 20 to 30%. I use this to keep my size in check and not over leverage or over trade. It's the process I use to become profitable. I'll put that out, right? And I just want to talk to you before we get into the charts, okay? So just bear with me because I think it's important. And if you don't care, then that's on you. I don't care. I know some people that do care, and it's for them, okay? So I've been trading for, I want to say 5 years, right? And the first 4 years, 3.5, 4 years, something like that, like you, I spent a lot of time paying tuition. When I started, there weren't demo accounts, right? Like it was just, hey, you got your capital, you hop into the market, and you kind of figure it out. I started off trading stocks, penny stocks, which I did well, right? And then I transitioned to options eventually, which I started okay, right? And we were in a pretty much a bull market at the time, so you really could do no wrong. You just bet up and it was good. Like, so, but once we kind of leveled out and the market kind of normalized, I wasn't prepared, right, to handle that situation. I didn't know a lot about technical analysis. I knew enough maybe to be a little dangerous, but to play one direction. And when you're that early and that green, you have a bias, right? You have this bias of a direction because you're so used to the stocks moving in one direction. You just think, okay, up it is. And then once it comes down, you just think, oh, it has to come up, right? Like, and that's kind of like this mindset you keep because you've been conditioned to think that based on the market conditions that you came into the game, right? So nowadays you have demo accounts, right? And then you have people like me, you got Keenan Grace, you got Larry, Mo, and Chris, and and Traveling Trader and whoever else y'all listen to, right? You got all these people that are like now teaching you technical analysis and trying to teach you the game. Now some of those guys are millionaires. I am not a millionaire. I'm far from it, but I'm on my way. But anyway, but like they are speaking to, right, and we are speaking to having the unbiasedness in the market, right? Like being able to play the game both directions, right? So you guys are, especially you newer traders, you're more privy to information, right? Like you see, you're pretty much getting the game based off other people's mistakes, with the hope and goal to shorten your guys's your transition, right? Like to reduce the pitfalls, right? I'm still on my journey. I still make mistakes, but I'm trying my best to share my mistakes and be transparent so you guys can learn through my pitfalls, right? So you don't make those same mistakes. And then we just grow together. That's what it's all about, right? So anyway, so after dumping so much money into the market, right? You heard of compounding gains. I had compounding losses. I've always been like a conservative trader, right? For the most part. So I would bet a little, but I would lose, right? I would lose and I would lose, I would lose, I would lose. And then, but I won more than I lost. I just lost more money than I won, right? So it was kind of flipped. I said to myself, if I could figure out a way to keep my win rate, if not increase it, but reduce the amount I'm losing, right? Then I'm likely to change the game, flip the script, right? So it's like flipping a coin, heads or tails, right? Anytime I, bet the odds on heads or tails, my numbers or my side is always tails. I never change it up. I never say heads. I just say tails all the time. And why? Because there's a 50-50 chance that it's going to be tails. So if you flip it once, I call tails and it's heads, and you flip it again, I'm not like, if I call heads then and it's tails, then it's like, okay, right? Like I'm losing both ways because I'm double dutching. So it's about trying to stay consistent in what you're doing, right? And just reducing the losses and maintaining the gains, maintaining the win rates. So anyway, one of my biggest issues was once I would grow my portfolio, I would start betting bigger. It might not necessarily be like more contracts, but it could be more expensive contracts, right? So I see myself doing that time and time and time again. And then what happens is as I size up, right, mentally, like I have an emotional attachment to my money, right? So at that time, as I was sizing up, once you lose 20% of a larger portion, then you kind of, get fearful, right? Well, if you lose 20% of $1,000, oh man, I'm feeling the big one, right? Like depends on your port size and what your risk tolerance is. Like I just see myself doing that. Like I would bet on bigger contracts, but the percentage loss would be the same, but the dollar amount was more. So then what do? Like, well, me, I was holding on longer because I had a fear of losing. So not only was the amount of money larger that I was losing, but my percentage loss was increasing as well because I was fearful of losing at all and hopeful that things would turn around in my favor. So I did that over and over and over again. And I like to use a saying that things will change for you when you're tired of being tired, right? There's no magic bullet. There's nothing like no magic strategy or no words I can say that's just gonna like you're gonna be a better trader. Like essentially, like you can know everything there is about the game, but you can still make the same mistakes and fall into the same pitfalls. And the reason is because you're not tired of being tired, right? It's just what it is. If you ever like how I grew up, I'm gonna be quick off of this soapbox. How I grew up getting whoopings, right? So if I got in trouble, right, I got a whooping, right? Mom got the belt, bam, it was done, right? Like, but guess what? My hard-headed butt would do the same thing over and over and over again, and guess what happens? I got my butt whooped, as if I didn't think it was gonna happen. But eventually, right? You get enough whoopings for the same reason, the butt get a little sore, right? You straighten up. You're tired of being tired. You're tired of getting whacked for, doing something wrong, being out of pocket, being disrespectful, not doing your chores, whatever it is, right? The market is no different. Okay? The market is no different. The only difference is like the belt is the market slapping you up. All right? And eventually you're going to be tired of losing the bag. Now, understand this. Everybody can be successful, right? And I'm not where I want to be, but everybody can start to progress. But you got to stay in the game. And you have to get to a point where you've tried everything. And you've gotten your butt kicked enough where you said enough is enough, right? Time is the magic bullet, because eventually you just like, you know what? I know what to do. Why don't I just do it? You know what? I'm tired of losing money. You know what? I'm tired of just jumping in plays. Like, why do I do it? Like, what's the point, right? Like, do I like throwing away money? No. Why am I here? I'm here to make money, not to spend, not to give money, right? Like, so you get to that mindset. So I'm wrapping this up. I eventually just said, okay, what can I do to control, right? Like my port and like how I trade. Well, I typically have started my accounts with about $300 to $500, right? Like from way back, right? And now I just said, okay, well, the problem is that once I get to $1,000, then my average contract size becomes $300, $400, right? And then I end up losing it. And then like I blow my account because then I'm like revenge trading and stuff like that. So I just said, okay, I'm going to start taking profits from when I make profits. I'm going to start withdrawing money as I make profits. That's going to keep my portfolio in check, but it's still going to allow it to grow, right? Because those in the Discord, put a 1 in the chat if you see me turn $300 into $2,000, like my swing and trade account and my day trade account. Put a 1 in the chat. You can do it, right? I just reset. I literally reset. I start with $300. I find AAA setups. I don't win every one of them, but when I win big. When I lose, it's a small loss, right? It's not too big, or I'm not out of the game. Let's put it like that. If I take an L, I'm not out of the game, right? Today, it doesn't matter. That's the moral of the story, right? I start off with $300. Thank y'all for putting the ones in the chat to validate it, all right? So just so people know that I'm not just making stuff up. So I'm about to put something in chat real quick. If you want to become a member, then you guys can join the Discord here. Otherwise, you always can find me in KGU, which is Keenan Grace's Discord. I am a crown trader over there. That's my home. KGU is my home, and Sacrifice for Riches, this channel is growing, right? And people want direct access, like to communicate with me, and then like us talk about plays. So we have Discord as well. So it is what it is. I'm in both worlds, but it is what it is. So you could join KGU, which is a lot more resources there, or you can join here, or you can be in both, right? It is what it is. You can find me either which way. Instagram, here, YouTube, and Discord. But anyway, this will be pinned to the top if you're interested in joining. To be in the Discord, you have to be a minnow or above, okay? But that being said, I say that to say you don't need a bag to make a bag. Now, of course, the more you bet, right, the more you get, right? But if you don't have the game down, if you don't have your discipline and control, if you're not locked in where like you can take an L and not get emotional, right? Then great, risk more. We have people in the Discord that bet stacks, right? They're making money hand over fist, like on me. Like I'll put out a play, I'll make $200 and they'll make $3 grand. Shout out to them, right? Like it is what it is. But I know that if I bet that money and I lost, let's say $500, I wouldn't be happy. So for me to keep my emotions in check, I put up $300. I grow $300 to $1,000, and I take out almost $700, right? So that's what I do, and I just rinse and repeat. I just took out another withdrawal today. So if you have an issue with that, consider doing it. I take out 70 to 80%. Maybe you don't have to do that. Maybe you only do 40 to 50%. But at the end of the day, pay yourself. And then you put that money, what do? I put it in a high yield savings account, right? And then that is my rail fund, my rail stock fund. And then guess what I get to do with it? Either A, I can dip back in if I, for whatever reason, blow an account or get too low in an account. But guess what? I'm not taking money out of my paycheck. I'm taking money from what I took from the house, right? So I got the poker chips, right? I'm not going to the ATM with my debit card, right? I'm not swiping my debit card. I'm reaching in my pocket for my chips, right? I got my chips. That's house money, right? So that's how you control, like, not continuously paying the market makers and everybody else that's trying to like make a bag off you. So you got to figure out a way to control it. And that is my advice, not financial advice, but that's how I would move. Like, so if I was taking you to a casino, that's what it's kind of how I would move. I make my money and I take my profit off the table. That's exactly how I do it at the casino. If I just gave you a shout out, P. I'll put you on the screen and everything. Your big win today. Shark of the week. Shout out to you, big dog. But, okay. Let me know. Put a 1 in the chat if that makes sense. I just want to make sure that makes sense. And then I'll quickly get off of this soapbox, and then I'll just go into a quick chart, okay? Now I can talk about this to ad nauseum. I got more details to add to this, but yeah, a lot of people here for the charts, so it is what it is. All right, so okay, do me a favor. I need to know. Let's do this. Let's start a poll. Keep talking about risk management or get to the charts. One second. All right, I started a poll. I want y'all to answer this because I want to pivot based on what y'all want, because this is an unscheduled live stream, and I want to use this time for the majority. Okay, that's all. I'm gonna give this about 30 seconds. Please vote, and then we're gonna move on. And then if we go to the charts, then I'm probably only gonna spend about 10 minutes, and then I gotta pivot and take care of some other business, so I can be ready for the megalodons for the deep dive later tonight. Okay. My pleasure, Eric. I'll call you E Rich. Is it E Rich or Eric? Because I like E Rich. You E Rich now. You E Rich. Oh yeah, boy got a new hat. Sacrifice for riches. If y'all like it, I'll post it. Right. Technically it has my bull on the back. I like it. I find value in both, for real. E Rich is my rap name. All right. So it looks like 70% or 80%. I'm gonna end the poll. All right. So people say get to the charts. We got 7 votes. That's more than enough for me. All right. Let's get to the charts. chart review. Let's get rid of this. And let's get to the charts. All right. So charts it is. We're gonna give this 10 minutes, okay? And the only thing I'm doing right here is pretty much walking you through quickly as far as what we've seen on our setup. So I was bullish, I was bearish on the market for a while now. So this zone right here is a supply zone on a larger time frame. I don't know exactly which one, but we're gonna find out. Yeah, so this right here was a drawn out supply zone, and then this right here is a drawn out supply zone from way back on April 2nd, right? So this was my level that I was looking at ultimately as a bounce, okay? So I know this looks like a lot of chicken scratch, but this is a working chart right now. I will reset this eventually, but right now that is not what's going on, okay? So anyway, you see this, we took advantage here, right, at a take profit 3 target, but that's because we had the supply zone drawn up, right, way back when. So then all we were doing was being patient, right? This drop came, right? I called out this call option in the Discord, right? First of all, I said if we crossed 509.30, then we're bullish. If we reject it here, we're bearish. So we ran this up, we hit supply, we ran it down, and then guess what? The moment we bounced or wicked off of this level, we hopped back into calls, right? We got the receipts to prove it. So all I've been doing was playing the levels that I gave everybody, right? That's all I've been doing, right? And it's all about being patient. It's just a matter of when the market's gonna move, and that's the hard thing to anticipate, right? So we did. Where's mine? Okay. So we did a little song and dance, right? And then we came back up here. And once I seen this rejection again, right, we hopped into shorts. Now we lost some of this because I was playing it to my take profit target of 533.88, and we didn't quite hit it off of this level. But it's okay. It's okay. Okay. So then we all kind of like everybody in the Discord, right? We started getting chopped up right in here. So we were trying to reapproach this. That didn't happen. Then I had to find a new supply zone. This was not established until we started. Oh, so hold up. The camera went away. Mic check. Mic check. Camera check. Dude, just started following you, fam. Oh, from KGU Discord. I like anyone who can help me get it back off the market. Let's go. I'll do my best, right? I'm gonna assume that y'all can hear me so I can keep it moving, all right? But if you can't, just let me know in the chat. All right, so anyway, I'm gonna zoom in. We're gonna be quick on this recap. But I just did this recap with the Discord, so I just wanna do it to the public real quick. So up here, we were kind of getting smoked, right? We were getting chopped up. And that's before I had any of this drawn up. I think I had demand drawn, and we were playing this to the upside. But we thought we were going to be breaking through. And why? So pretend like this isn't here. Pretend this isn't here. So we see this bullish move, right? And then we see us come back up, and then I'm seeing volume increase as we're approaching the level. So we're thinking naturally, okay, we're about to break through this. Every time we approach this line of 541.76, we were seeing an increase in bullish volume on a shorter time frame. So we were essentially getting chopped and screwed, right? We were getting chopped and screwed. If anybody remembers this, you probably got cooked up, because that's nasty. So it wasn't until about this point right here, after this leg down. Hold up. Okay, your boy's looking for a graphics card. I can't find one, and that's my sound effect for it. Yellow is selling, blue is buying on volume profile. So what was I saying here? So this on the way down, right? Once we didn't hit demand, I was like, okay, we're going back up. And then once we reject it, this is where we start to figure out, like, okay, there's some resistance here, but we just couldn't tell exactly where. So we all know that resistance isn't just a single line, it's a zone, right? So I had to zoom out to the 5 minute and figure out what the zone was. And then once I got back into it, I went back to the 1 minute and started to trade. So I figured out that this was my supply zone. And then I zoomed back into the 1 minute. And then I started to hit, right? Not just me, everybody. So every time we hit here and we wicked out, we got into puts. And because I was more bearish than bullish, right? I mainly just played on the way down, right? Except for this one, I think I grabbed this leg up, but I only played after we rejected here because I was bearish on the market overall. Why? Because we failed to retake this high, right? On a larger time frame, this is just one big wick. Like, I think it was like a 15 minute. Hold on, let me just make sure I'm good. Yeah, so this wick right here, I seen this happen live, this one right here. And once we failed to do this, I identified that we were having lower highs, right? So once I identified that here and here, then it was like, okay, this is money. Until proven otherwise, this is how I'm playing it. So we got this, and we actually got this entire move. We cut right through demand, and we got this whole move, and then we got right back in the moment we broke demand here, okay? Because that was our confirmation, right? So today happens, and it's kind of the same thing. We had a play carry over from the yesterday, right? And yeah, we had a play that carried over from yesterday, and then we opened up, you know, nice and red because the market sold off in the morning, right? We had this little pop, but nobody was worried about it because I had this line here, whatever, right? So we pretty much had a sell-off. I have this take profit 2. Let me get rid of this. I have this take profit 2, which all of my take profit targets can act as a resistance or support, depends on where you are. So that was another entry. The moment that we fell below, we had shorts. And then the moment, yeah, every time we fell below, we had shorts because we confirmed, okay? This, for me, is not a confirmation above this line. Why? Because the next bar was an inverted hammer at the top of an uptrend, and we had descending value. So as price was going up, volume was going down, right? These are indicators that lets me know that this is not going to survive, right? This is a trap. This is a bull trap. So anyway, we caught this entire move for about 400% of 500%, if I'm not mistaken, on the way down. And the entire time, I was keeping the family updated with rather than I was in, and I was giving them screenshots as far as why I was still in. And I'm gonna talk to the Megalodons tonight about that, as far as how the zones work and why I was able to allow my play to run and not get out or close my position out of fear, right? There's a reason behind it, okay? So then this is kind of where I lost a little bit of my bag, right? Because this is my bottom, right? At 520, this is one of my take profit target. So when this happened, right, we were toying or flirting with falling underneath 520.51. And I kind of held too long because, you know, we were sitting there for a little bit. So I thought the sellers were still in control, and eventually we popped. Now, my strategy tells me that if I'm at the bottom of demand and we get a wick into demand, you know, because it's likely a false breakdown. If we wick back into demand, traditionally, that means that we have a bullish. So I was a bear for too long essentially, but I could have caught this move. I screwed up. So what did I do? I grabbed a short here after I closed my position. I think I grabbed a short here because we were like wicking back into demand. You see this wick, which typically is an indication of a false breakout. But I wasn't patient enough to let it close on a smaller, on the 5 minute, and I got smoked for it. So I have the supply zone up here. So towards the end of the day, right around 3:55, like 5 minutes before close, I did look at this, and I did see an opportunity to go short. So I do have overnight put positions because we are trapped and we're sandwiched between a supply and a demand zone. So this right here is just hella resistance. All right, so until this is broken through, like, I just don't see this happening. If it does, it is what it is. I only bet what I was willing to lose, which is 75 bucks. Out of the whatever I made today, it was probably less than 5%. I probably used less than 5% of my profits for an overnight play, and it is what it is. And right now, it looks like it might play out. Yeah, right now we're still struggling to get through this. But anyway, that's a market update, right? Let me know if that makes sense. Let me know if that's helpful. As far as where I think the market's going, if we fail to, where am I? So we got the 527 here. This is my supply zone on a larger time frame, but right here to here, I know we got a lot of boxes, right? But essentially, if we cannot break above, here, let me get rid of this. Let me clear this up. Come on. All right. So what do you see, right? Tell me, what do you see? We got lower highs, right? So we're at the top of an uptrend, like a momentary uptrend, and we failed to retake a high. So we have a lower high, lower low, but right here is no longer a lower low. So we are in a specific pattern, which is what we call a symmetrical triangle, which is a neutral position, right? So this being a neutral position, we are trying to determine if we are an accumulation or distribution. Are we going to break up or down? So because it's neutral, that means that, you know, the direction is not yet determined. What typically happens with this pattern is that you get something like this, where it'll break out and then it'll just come right back through it, and vice versa. It can happen the same way. So it'll do like this false breakout, and then it'll come, you think it might just be retracing, but it cuts right through it, and then it's a wrap. So just be careful when this hits tomorrow or overnight. I don't know what's gonna happen. We'll see. But this is something to look for, and hopefully this helps. This is something traditionally I would go over with my orcas, anglers, and megalodons on an exclusive live stream that we do on Sundays. But because of the market big shift, I felt like I just wanted to share it with everybody. And hopefully y'all are good with that. By the way, market breakdown for the public. All right. So if we can do, it doesn't matter. If we can, I got like 5 more minutes. I don't know how possible this is, but the boy doesn't get a lot of super chats. So if you want to support the channel, please utilize that. And if we can get to the goal, then I'll do more public breakdowns like this. At least I'll do another one, like one next week, because otherwise I just don't do it. I just do it for the Discord members. All right, so but look at this. Look, it's actually happening in let's go. It's happening in live time, right? Like, look, we're watching it happen. We have, I forgot, the market is still like active in the after hours. So everything is pointing down for the most part. But this might hook back up. But as long as it stays below this level, pretty much here. I gotta straighten this out, but it's close enough. But you see it playing out in real time. So where do I think the stock is going? I don't think the market is done falling, right? I don't think this is real. I see this is a lot of bullishness is happening, but between economic news, what the White House is gonna say, who knows? I think we have more bleeding to occur, and we can probably see us fall back to 509. That's what I see. I could be wrong. But guess what? If I'm wrong, then I'll just play it to the upside. It is what it is. Any questions? All right. We also did silver. I'm only out of the silver play because I wanted to lock in profits, but we're up 100%. Just so y'all know, silver is still a play. If you guys are interested in playing silver, you are safe for calls for as long as we're above 29.73, right? For the most part, this is our golden pocket for this stretch. Okay, so and what you see right now, this is my options trade play for you right now. What you see is a descending triangle. Okay, you guys, if you don't know your patterns, then it's probably hua of you to know them, because it will help you. So you can see it likely to trade within this kind of range before it pops off, right? So just so you know, this is how I have it rolling. So I'm out of this position until I see the bottom of this. So the moment that we fall to this this region right here, that's kind of probably where I'm going to enter in again, and then I'm going to hold it until we break. So if we come here, I'm still going to be in the position, even if it's like up 10-20%. And if we fall and retrace, then and I see some I see signs of reversal back towards the upside, then I'm going to just add to my position. Okay, so that's what I'm doing here with silver. What's the strike price I'm looking at? $30. The max strike price I'm going to be looking at is $30.50 if that's an option, but or $31.10 or 31. Okay, and I would be looking for a month in advance. So I was either looking at April 23rd or the May I think May 20th or May 23rd contract. So just give you a heads up on that. Okay, so that's my play for options trade as an update, and hopefully that was helpful. Okay, all right, I've overstayed my welcome. Consider becoming a member. Please hit the like, the subscribe, notification bell. Duke, to answer your question with the volume profile, I don't know. Typically, I keep my volume profiles one color because I don't give two craps of what the other colors mean. So I would typically do this. So most of my volume profiles would be of one color. So, because I don't care. Only thing I care about is these candles, right? And volume area highs and lows. And honestly, I rarely use the volume profile. Okay, I rarely use it. And these are wrong. These aren't even right. The details on this is wrong. But anyway, whatever. Yeah, the specs, these are wrong. But anyway, yeah, I don't use volume profile often. I only use it if like I'm day trading and I really like don't have time to look at the chart. Which in that case, I probably shouldn't be trading in the first place. So no way. 245% terrorism, no way. Now they just stroking. 245%. Come on, man. That stuff. Now they just. You just can't. You can't make this up, man. Like, it's like, what world do we live in? All right. Anyway, NQ, y'all see me in shorts. I could have still been in. That would have been a beautiful move. But it is what it is. That's all I got for you. Please like, subscribe, consider becoming a member, and we'll see you over there. If you did become a member today, look to the membership tab on the YouTube channel. For the Discord link, you cannot search for the Discord. It is 100% private, and it will remain that way because we're a small community, and we're gonna remain that way. Okay, we're gonna grow as fast or as slow as we want to. All right. That is it. This is Stocks for Real. If you're a Megalodon, I will probably see you tonight for as long as I can get my other stuff done. I did spend a lot of time doing this stuff, so that is it. Take care.